Greetings Autobots and welcome back to Autobot ASMR's Transformers Reviews. We're jumping back into the 2007 movie toy line tonight, as recently I finally managed to complete the 2007 Autobot roster, and to celebrate this occasion, why not film a figure which I've been messing around with for the past few days, the Autobot medic, Ratchet. So let's get stuck in with his vehicle mode. Now, Ratchet, unlike his G1 contemporary, is actually a Hummer search and rescue vehicle with a different paint scheme than his Generation 1 counterpart, being a sort of lime bright green, though he does have some distinct ambulance and rescue vehicle details. You've got the little heart rate symbol, search and rescue fire department painted on the side, very nice looking. I especially love the search and rescue fire department with the Autobot insignia. It's the little things that the Michael Bay movies had where the insignias were a part of the vehicle. You know, you just see a car whizzing by and you see, oh, search and rescue. You don't think twice, but then you look close and you realise that this humble little vehicle is actually a heroic Autobot in disguise. And he's got some lovely detail all around, especially the front grille section. You've got the headlights picked out in silver across here. They're a little bit scuffed, seeing as this is an older toy, but I can live with that. If you look very close, you can actually see Hummer written here, as this is an officially licensed Hummer vehicle, which is pretty cool. And the detailing extends to the front. We've got a nice clear windshield with a nice blue, extends to the doors as well. You've noticed a little windshield, or not windshield, little mirrors there. Come around to the back, a spare roof rack with the little details. It almost looks a bit like a monster truck in that way. I apologise if you hear rattling about. Toby's just getting himself comfortable on the sofa. He's digging himself a little hole to sleep in. But yeah, that is pretty much it for the vehicle mode. I have to say it's really good. It's the spitting image of the character, and as a transformer, the vehicle just looks the part. Not only that, but it just functions as a really nice display piece. It's a fun, chunky vehicle mode, and that's what the 2007 figures really excelled in, was the play factor. They weren't the most movie accurate, but they were still coming to grips with the whole movie design engineering philosophy. So, what good would a transformer be if it didn't transform? Let's get down to Ratchet's transformation. So Ratchet is actually quite simple, despite his large scale. We're just going to want to first take these little panels here, and then flip them over like so. Disconnect them like so. Take this roof section here and just pluck it off. Pop that off to the side. Then you're just going to want to bring these out. They're on a little post that locks into this shoulder joint here, so don't worry about pulling it. Just give it a pull as if you were pulling the door out of the way, and you'll be grand. Now, what do we want to do? Toby just going on a wee exploring adventure. Next, what we're going to want to do is just take these back sections here that I've been fiddling with and just fold them down. Accordion out what will be the legs, split them, and then rotate at the knee 180. I like to sort of bend up and then rotate just so you have enough clearance past those black sections, and then just flip these down. Now, one cool bit of Automorph is this figure's knees and the legs transform a little bit when you flip the feet out. As you can see, that bulges out and the kneecap flares out. It's just a little thing that the movie figures have where it makes them a bit more dynamic in terms of their robots. It's a little gimmick, but I actually think it's quite cool. Now, what are we going to want to do? Let's see. We're going to want to take this whole roof piece here, and it's on a hinge, so you're just going to want to pull it until it comes just like this, bring it forward, and swing these little windshield sections all the way around. These will form a sort of back plate. Now, this part is quite interesting, so I'm going to go very in depth with this, but you're going to want to keep this here and then flip this whole section in, and it will rest in this groove right here. You can see there's a little groove for this piece to go into right here, and then you just bring it down and it sort of locks into place. It doesn't really tab in, but it will stay securely in position when you have it sitting like so. So let's just straighten them up a little bit. Finally, you're going to want to take his arms, rotate them at the shoulder. Now, there's a bit of mysterious purple brown goo in this figure that I've been cleaning out with a knife, but yeah, I'm not too sure what it is, and frankly, I'm in no rush to find out as this figure was used. Take the arms, rotate them so that these bits face forward, and finally take this section here and flip it down. And here you have Autobot Ratchet in his robot mode. And this guy looks amazing. I had this toy as a kid. I had the G1 repaint Rescue Ratchet, which was more Generation 1 color, or in this Generation 1 color scheme, he was black, or not black, I'm getting it mixed up with Ironhide. He was white with red, a more conventional ambulance typography. But this guy, for what it is, as a completely new design of an iconic character, I think this design rocks. I especially love how they took the chest, which was upside down in the movies, and then incorporated it into the transformation, though they didn't quite do, because in the movie, if you remember, Ratchet had a transformation where he was completely, his waist was completely on the opposite direction, and then he rotated around with this slick sort of, how would you describe it, like this sort of chittering noise as he, like that kind of noise. It wasn't at all what it sounded like, but hey ho, let's talk detailing. Because Ratchet is quite detailed. Now this is a 2007 Voyager, so these guys weren't exactly lacking in terms of detail, but for the time, these were pretty much the definitive movie toys on the market. So here's some lovely detailing on the eyes, a very movie accurate head sculpt with the sort of mandibles or chin pieces there. It's got a very distinct bit of light piping at the back, so you can give them a nice set of glowy eyes if you shine a light behind them. Overall, I just love the way the green is broken up by the occasional streaks of red. It gives him a very distinct look that not many Transformers in the movies boast. Let's just bring him forward so he doesn't fall back. The legs aren't loose, it's just he's an older toy, so I want to be a bit more careful. Right, just come around, just some lovely detailing, especially on the legs. The exposed gears and metal pieces and vents gives him a very steampunk-like design to him that a lot of the Autobots actually share. In fact, more of that, a lot of the movie figures share. Now, let's talk accessories, because Ratchet actually comes with, well, one main accessory and a hidden play gimmick. Now, this roof rack that you took off at the start, you can actually unpeg the front and it functions as a little, oops, apologies, it functions as a little grabber claw. So you can attach it to Ratchet's forearm, his right arm, if you just, or left arm, attach it to that, and then you can have them sort of, just sometimes it pegs together whenever you stamp it, so it's kind of hard to show, but you just give them a sort of, you can see the little movement there of the peg. You can give them a snapping, catching claw. It's pretty cool. It's a little thing, but I love all these kinds of play features. It just makes these guys feel more like you get your own unique play set in a sense with them. You know, you get all their different gimmicks and you can stage your own battle scenes. Now, Ratchet's second accessory is a hidden battle axe, which if you just take this panel, there's a little green slot or panel. If you just lift it up and then take this whole section out and flip it in, close the panel, and then flip it out, you can have a little battle axe, which is very cool. I do quite dig it. I love the play features on these movie toys. They just feel like they were going for toy first, accuracy second, which for what the line was trying to accomplish, I'm completely into it. I dig it 100%, and it's a damn shame I never figured out how to transform my Rescue Ratchet as a kid, because getting this mold now just tells me how great these figures were, and I've really missed out on a great toy line. But that is pretty much it for accessories, so let's talk posability. Just pop these off. Now, Ratchet is actually a pretty impressive figure in terms of posability. Just a matter of getting the axe and all back in, just tabs, folds into place. He is rocking a pretty decent set of poses. You have a full swivel at the head, you can rotate it the full 180, you can get a good range of head motion. Arms can rotate at the shoulder, elbows can move up that far, you have bicep rotation, nothing at the hands, Same on the other side, wrist rotation or bicep rotation, full rotation at the shoulder. And you can sort of do a butterfly back and forth here due to the transformation. Nothing at the waist as it is locked in place. The legs can move up that far, they can kick down that far, the toe can flip in and out, but it can barely spread because of the big wheel on the back of it. So in terms of posability, Ratchet's actually pretty good. He's below average when it comes to the legs, but the arms are easily the strongest part of the figure's posability, as you can actually pull off some pretty decent dynamic poses. Like if you have him sort of positioned where he's standing up the way, you can pull off a actually pretty convincing battle pose, especially if you combine it with his accessories. So we'll just pop that in there just so you guys can have a look. Yeah, I can't front. I'm not gonna kid, that is pretty cool. I can't fault you guys on that one. That's a pretty cool looking figure. So that's pretty much it for Ratchet's robot mode. And what a terrific figure, just fun all around, solid, chunky, and has some great play factor to it. And the transformation in particular is really fun. It's simple, but it's complex in just the right areas that it doesn't become a snooze fest. So let's transform him back into his vehicle mode. Just pop the little roof piece off to the side. So we're going to rotate the arms and then just bring them up. So they're sitting like this. They don't tab in, but they just sit there. So make sure they're sitting flush against the shoulder pieces. Take the little section here and then just peg that in. Unpeg this section from this hinge and then bring this armature down. Take this little windshield piece and then unite them together. I'll just leave this sitting here for now just to get things out of the way. Rotate these shoulder pieces so the doors are facing in the correct position. Bring the legs up so they clear the crotch. Rotate at the knee 180 degrees and flip the toes in. Though for this one I have to completely close it over before it'll sit in place. Probably just QC on my copy being a bit lax. But just peg the legs together, make sure everything is situated nice and properly. Take the arms and just push them in and they will sort of lock into their individual points. Take these back door sections, lift them up and then peg them in. There's a little slot that they fit into neatly right there, so just do the same on the other side. Give it a good squeeze if you're not sure it'll go into place, but take this piece here and then just sort of click it in at the top. And finally, take the roof piece or the roof rack and if you just find the groove, there we are. Just plug that in nice and securely. And there we have Ratchet back in his vehicle mode. Well guys, what did you think of this figure? And what did you think of this video? Please let me know in the comments below if you have any thoughts, ideas for future content, or just want to chat about the video in general. Please feel free to hit me up in the comments. I love engaging with all my fans and hearing what you guys have to say about these figures, as well as just the YouTube creation process is quite fun. It's honestly, it makes it all special, makes it really just click with me. I know it may sound like a broken record, but wouldn't say it if I didn't mean it. So, this was the Transformers 2007 Voyager class Ratchet. And this is Autobot ASMR, signing off for the day. Autobots, transform and roll out to bed. Till all are one.